Good evening, my name is Amber. I'm very honored to be able to stand here and share some story with you. I only have 400 Instagram followers. I'm only a graduate of middle school. I never won world competitions. I never found companies. I am a student. I am a 11th grader. I live a life pretty similar to you. People usually talk about those things that seems impressive, but today I'm sharing something behind this that people really talked about, which is about mental health issues. By mental health issues, I don't mean depression or bipolar disorder. It may simply be problems about relationships, family, pressure given or made. According to the World Health Organization, estimated 10 to 20% of adults globally experience mental health conditions, yet remain underdiagnosed and undertreated. I believe you all have met mental challenge, maybe in the past, currently, or maybe you will in the future. So how will you define mental challenge or perhaps mental challenges? There's a period of time in my life when I feel miserable and helpless, and I question myself over and over again, why am I here in this world? Through two of the biggest turbulence I met in life, I found a thing that can brace me. I found a better way to be involved in the community, to organize my emotions, and to balance my life, and to balance between me and people around me. What were you thinking when you were in 7th grade? Well, I thought I was a self-centered person. But at first, I thought I was a superhero. And I believe I'm the best person in the world. I can do everything by myself. I don't need people because I feel like I'm having superpower. I can finish all the projects, do all the things by myself. And every time when the teacher asks a question, I raise my hand so quickly. When we're in a group discussion, I always share my idea as loud as possible and believe it is the only correct and the best one. And because of this self-centered thought, it created a layer between me and my classmates, so I don't really have a friend. I go through a time when I was very depressed and very lonely. And it's a mental challenge that I don't know how to describe to others. The thing that helped me through is music. I started to spend 2 to 3 hours per day or even 4 to 5 hours during vacations to practice the violin. And it's the moment when I understood how music is something that can accompany me. It won't run away and it won't betray me. It's like a best friend. And every time when I pick it up, it can help me, it can cheer me up and get me out of the depressed time. So music became something I turn to when I'm happy, sad, or when I feel lonely. So I got through a time when I was quite depressed. And I started to reflect and think myself over and over again. And I found out that I should reflect. So I started to think what problems I have. And I found out that I should listen to others more. I should spread kindness to people around me. And that's the time when I realized the importance of cooperation and listening to others. So during a period of time, I can grow even more because I'm not alone. I'm not using my own power, but instead a group of people's power. So this is how I go through my first and my first mental challenge. The first thing I learned is to find an interest, whether it is a musical instrument, a sport, or any hobby that can accompany you or make you happy while doing it. The second lesson I learned is to reflect, to improve yourself. I'm not telling you to be like what others want you to be, but because we always live in a community and interaction with people is very important and necessary, so probably by making some small changes, it can allow you to interact with more people and grow even better. So I kind of overcome my first mental challenge, but it also became the reason why I met my second turbulence, which happened recently. So during 9th and 10th grade, I turned from a very self-centered person to someone who cares too much about others. Not about what they want me to be like, but about what they feel is about my actions. During 7th and 8th grade, I won several violin competitions, and I turned afraid to play for others. I'm afraid I'll fail people's expectations on the award winner. And I also found so many people that plays much better than me. And I'm afraid that people around me will feel like their friends or their family plays much worse than others. So I turned less and less interested in practicing and performing the violin. As you might have heard, I graduated as the Founder's Honor Award in both primary school and middle school. That's the moment when I received my award in 9th grade. I'm so afraid that my grade will drop, that my assessment will not be as good as they were, and teacher will be disappointed from what they expected of a girl who won Founder's Honor Award twice. So I've imagined so many situations of how family, friends, and teachers can be disappointed on me. I'm a person who rarely cries, but during the period of time, my tears can always drop out of nowhere. When I'm showering, lying on bed, talking to friends, or even just walking. Every moment when I'm allowed to think, those expectations and scary pressure will come into my mind. And moreover, I tell myself that I shouldn't be sad because I'm so lucky. I have a healthy body, I have lovely family and friends, I receive a good education, I can get almost reasonable things I want. I just cannot desire more than what I already have. So every time when I feel depressed or when I want to complain, I tell myself that I shouldn't. Because there are so many more people living a much worse life than I am right now. So summing up those pressures and imagination, I feel like everything I do is for people around me. I practice violin, I play violin, so that my family and friends will be proud of me. I study because my family and friends and teachers will be happy if I get a good grade. So I found that I did everything for people around me instead of myself. And I questioned myself, what's the purpose of doing these? Why should I practice? Why should I play violin? What's the purpose of studying? What's the purpose of going to school and make people happy or doing things so people will be proud of me? I lose the reason why I should do these things or why I work hard for these. So I turned very unmotivated. And I turned also depressed because I hate the Amber that is very unmotivated. I tried to make some changes. I started to search for motivation videos on YouTube. So there's usually like piano and drum as the background music, and a guy will usually say something like this: there's no other way around. If success is a goal you're ultimately seeking, you must be obsessed with the process. So yeah, I watched them one by one over and over again, but never make changes. Have you ever told yourself that you don't want to be like someone or be kind of person? I told myself that I don't want to be 3 kinds of person: lazy, unmotivated, and aimless. And I found out that I fit all of them. I fall in the unmotivated cycle every single day, and I just cannot get out of it. The thing that magically happened is in 2019, during December, I started to be happy every single day. I still cannot find a reason why. Maybe it's Christmas, but after I have a happy mood, I realized the importance of having the good emotions. I'm able to think and reflect, and I decided that I should change my mindset. I turned those expectations to something that encourages me. I started to practice violin because I enjoy it and I want to play beautiful music. I started to study because I want to learn from it. I want to fulfill my curiosity, and I want it to help me go through my dream path. And that's also the moment when I pick up my violin again, after I put down those fear of expectations and pressures. And I found having an interest helped me to go through time when I have worries and can always cheer me up. So music became very, very important to me. So I got through my second turbulence by first having a happy mood. By having a happy mood, I'm able to reflect, think clearly, and to acknowledge what problems I have. And second, just as the first turbulence, I learned to have an interest that can cheer me up and help me go through times. The third thing I learned is to change those mindsets, turn those scary expectations and pressure from those things that fears you to something that encourages you. I found a quote, and I really love it. So, if the person actually cares about you, they want you to be happy. So if you're able to be happy and you can work toward a goal, all those people who really, really cares about you should be so proud and be so happy to you. So you don't need to strive for working for them and make them happy. If you're able to motivate yourself and be like who you want to be, they should be so proud of you if they really, really cares about you. So from the first and second turbulence, I learned some lessons, and you can see my transition of thoughts. I turned from someone who is very self-centered to someone that is not so motivated and not so confident. Moreover, I learned the lessons are similar to adapt, reflect, and balance. The way I did it is to first have a happy mood and have an interest to cheer you up or accompany you through times. The second then after you have a happy mood, you can start to reflect and improve yourself. You can change your mindset, and a bit by a bit, you can improve yourself, and one day you can adapt to the environment that you're not used to. So repeat again, the way to go through turbulence or challenges in my mind, in my way, is to first have a happy mood, second, to work towards, reflect, and third, you can adapt. So reflect, adapt, and balance. Before I finish my speech, I would like to share you one of my favorite violin pieces called Polonaise by Wieniawski. Hope you enjoy it and hope you can find something that can do the same as music is to me.